Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. So the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Hell, Billy, what's going on, my guy? Don't worry, bro. I got you. I got you. Yeah, you gotta be careful on that though, bro. Telling you, some of these people on here are weird as hell today. Shay, what's going on, baby? First things first, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Sunday morning. Hopefully everybody is enjoying their weekends overall. For those in the city, the weather's a little mixy, but nonetheless, still make sure you're keeping yourself prepared and is dressed accordingly because you never know when the weather could switch up on you. Main thing to remember, it's still winter time, so try to keep yourself as healthy as possible. Um, and definitely just make sure your kids is well taken care of as well too on the health tip. Um, Apparently, like I said, we got another little respiratory virus that's not sweeping the nation, but it's becoming a topic of talk again, especially in the schools. That norovirus or neuro disease. Yeah, just make sure your kids are properly well taken care of. Make sure they get in their routine appointments. If they need medications, make sure they got the proper meds. And just get back to the old home remedies in case you do get sick. It's still cold and flu season. Appreciate everybody that tuned in Friday for the conversation. Definitely was a great one. And also appreciate everybody that tuned in for the music portion. Definitely have fun, rocked out. And if you missed it, you catch the replay. I want to cover a couple of little things today um, while I'm sitting in here. Apologies if I sound like I might be somewhat distracted. Your boy at work, so you already know what it is. One thing I am going to say though, um, again, for those who need to hear it, start getting in tune and intact with your. If you got health insurance, prime example, make sure your premiums and stuff are being met, whether you paying enough of it or not. Make sure mostly all of it, when it comes down to your main insurance, is getting paid off, so you can keep your insurance. Um, I know every 6 months or so they tell you to recertify or to redo whatever. Make sure you're doing so, especially right now, because with the rapid rises of specific illnesses and viruses popping up now, it's almost becoming a clear and present danger. But it should never be dangerous to make sure you're taking care of your health on all costs. Um, Again, make sure that your insurance is intact. Make sure you have the proper insurance for covering what you need to cover. If some of y'all happen to have these um, health coverages where they do dental and also do doctor's visits, make sure again you're keeping your premiums up and make sure that everything is on point. You don't want to take a chance on you going to think you either going for a checkup or you might have an emergency and you find out your insurance is off. Now you got to go through the process over again. Mary B, what's going on, baby? And again, you got to remember that health is the most important thing because, again, how can you obtain anything as far as wealth or obtain anything as far as success in life? You ain't being healthy or you ain't being your best self. Again, when you know you got things that need to be taken care of, and I'm also speaking to those who are taking care of business for people who are too immobile or really can't, take care of their own personal situations. Make sure that these people are doing what's necessary to keep those benefits on. So if you looking out for somebody as far as you could be guardian to a family member or even another child where they have severe issues, make sure their insurance and everything is covered and make sure that they good too. Again, you don't want to get into or run into that type of situation. You go to take them for a rather physical, or you're going to take them because there is an emergency, and they telling you they can't treat you or do nothing because you have no insurance, or you might have to come out of pocket for that. It's a scary world right now. And see, the reason why you would want to try to keep your health insurance at least up to date with it, because again, look at the situation we happening right now in the states. Until they decide to close off borders or do whatever, we got people coming in and they're also reaping benefits or getting benefits quicker than the people who've been here longer. I spoke about that on Friday. Um, when it comes to certain situations, the only problem I got with them letting people into the country or into the states is again, you're bringing them in here and you're trying to get benefits for them quicker than you will get benefits for the people that have been here long enough to get it. So again, it has to, it has to at some point start making some sense. You know, if you're going to sit here and you're going to give people benefits who weren't born and lived here, you should do the same thing for those right now who are suffering and those who actually need the help. Again, you're going to have some people who are going to refuse help no matter where it's coming from. We can't do nothing about those. But for the ones who actually need it, they showing you that they need it, and they actually are going through these hurdles to try to get it. Make sure they get it. This is a prime example why. Then another thing I would tell some of y'all is just again be mindful and careful of what health insurance plans and stuff you choose, because some might not cover the things you might need done. And then now you still got to come out of pocket one way or another. Like I've always felt, again, the senior citizens or the people who still got to, they shouldn't be no co-pays on people over a certain age. I'm sorry. If you over the age of 60, you shouldn't have to pay for none of your medications at all. At least that's how I feel about it. It shouldn't be that way. Now you're gonna have some people who don't never have to pay for medication. That's probably because they got the right type of insurance coverage to make sure that regardless to what, they are covered in all aspects and cylinders. There's certain ones again that do dental, they do doctor's visits, and whatever else covers or whatever else is covered within that plan. But I would say even if you ain't a every day or every month or so you going to visit or do a checkup, at least every 6 months or so you should do some sort of checkup on you just to make sure you're good. Even down to the simplest, make sure that you're good. Again, we know some people ain't doctors freaks. Some people don't like going at all. But again, you got to think about it. Your health is the most important thing at stake. You don't want to take that risk and that chance and not get yourself right. Commander, what's going on, baby? Moop, moop. And see, this is my thing too. There are going to be some health insurance plans where, regardless to what, you're going to have to pay something out of pocket. Even if it ain't much, you still got to pay something. But this is the cost of having health benefits so it could benefit you. Whether it's Medicaid, Medicare, doesn't matter. As long as you got some sort of health coverage, you should be good. And you definitely want to make sure at some point you're not just having health insurance, Make sure you invest in life insurance too. Because again, you don't want to have a family or you don't want to go down the line and somewhere if something does happen to you, nobody's covered. Your kid's not covered, your wife might not be covered, or vice versa. There's a lot of you men and women, again, you need to start paying attention to that and start getting life insurance. Not just for yourself, but for your family, just in case of anything. Because you don't want to have an unexpected situation happen to where now you're gonna need something to cover the cost of whatever. Realist, what's going on, fool? Breeze, what's going on, my guy? I already know if y'all just tuned in to like, bro. But that's one thing I am covering today. Again, make sure you got the proper insurances, proper paperwork's done. Because prime example, let's say you or your significant other ends up having cancer or ends up, you know, becoming cancerous basically. That's something you're not expecting, but that's something you need to prepare for just in case because those medical bills not gonna be cheap. Especially if somebody is back and forth in the hospital, that costs. Just think about it. Imagine you having a severe cancer or even any type of cancer to where you are immobile or you can't do as much. Those bills are going to pile up, especially if you was somebody that was actively working and doing whatever. Those bills pile up. If it's not being done, if nothing is being done to make no real money, guess what? Those bills pile up. But in certain instances, you want to be in charge of everything. You want to make sure when it comes to that you're in charge of everything. My health comes before anything. My health, then my financial. There are a lot of people who are not covering themselves. And some people, it's hard to cover themselves because they don't have proper um, ID or information to prove who these people are. 9 out of 10, they ain't gonna settle for nothing less. If you don't have all your proper documentations for things you need, you're not gonna get what you think you're gonna get, and not everything is gonna go the way you think it's supposed to. Riaz, what's going on, my guy? And this is why I said some people need to prioritize what they need to prioritize. The most important things you're always supposed to make it a priority to make sure you either have or make sure that everything is covered so you don't have to worry about that even if something tragic does happen. Again, you will want to have health and life insurance. Life insurance definitely because it's going to cover the cost of whatever it needs to cover. If it's going to cover the cost of the funeral expenses, so be it. If it's going to cover the cost of medical expenses or even medical bills that occurred while people were, you know, immobile to do anything, do what you got to do. That's the betterment for you. And that's also betterment because, again, you'll still have something to work with just in case. And even if prime example, you already got certain things in place and covered, that extra will come in handy just in case of anything. Yeah, you see, Breeze, I just talked about that before that. I said it's crazy how the people are coming here and getting certain benefits even before the people who were born and raised here. I was speaking about some of that on Friday too. I said that's the only problem I have about people actually coming here from all of these different countries right now is the fact that we already got enough people as it is in these states. And damn near half of these people are not where they should be. They are just above the poverty line, but some people are below the poverty line. And a lot of them are the ones that need the most help. And they're not getting the help that they're supposed to get. They're not getting the proper information. And for some of y'all, the only thing you got to do is just start searching up what you need to search up. Even down to your health insurance, make sure you are picking the right plan that fits you and suitably fits your pockets. You don't want to have some sort of health insurance where you're paying more than what you should be paying on a premium tip. If you're picking, prime example, a life insurance plan or a health insurance plan that's supposed to go up by the value and so on and so forth, then that means that premium should never go up and it should never be that low. It should be right in the middle. Wax Dog, what's going on, my guy? Which is a problem again, because this is another reason why it's going to be hard for some people to get any type of health insurance or Medicaid or whatever. Because as long as we got the borders open and these people are coming in left and right, and half of them are getting instant benefits off the rip before the people that been here, yeah, it's going to cause confusion and concern. Yeah, Mary, listen, they doing that. This is what I'm saying. Between New York, Cali, and all the big states, damn near all the states that these migrants was already heading to, they see there ain't no space. They send them to the bigger cities now, and they ain't doing nothing. But that's their only prime objective is just bringing them from point A to point B. Like I said, they was just doing a little bit of everything. And essentially the driver is what they is, drivers. They don't do anything else but just bring you from your destination to your destination. Nirvana, what's going on, baby? And this the crazy thing about it again. You got people who probably been trying to get health insurance for the longest time, and they ain't getting nowhere near getting it. But you going to tell me somebody that's not from the land, somebody that just got here, is getting more requirements and benefits than I am. So essentially, what are you saying about your own people to a degree? You're willing to help others, but you're not willing to help those who need the help the most. And I'm not saying the ones that's rejected, the ones that actually want the help, the ones who actually you see it in their face that is becoming a problem, that they really want change. Why not try to help them? Prime example, you got a lot of them that are going into these shelters now, and some of these shelters are supposed to be, like I said, they are supposed to just be holding people who are waiting for permanent housing, especially for those who are going into New York City housing buildings and stuff like that, or to the authorities, basically. Like I said, you're pushing out people who actually need a place to stay for people who need a place to stay, basically. Like, it makes no sense. Dagmar, what's going on, baby? It's crazy. And what you just said right there is true. You got some people living in their vehicles. Some people are sleeping from house to house. Some people are actually going into these shelters and hoping that they get out quicker because it's too much going on. First of all, a shelter should never look or feel like it's a damn jail system. Shouldn't feel like that. Think about it. Now you're gonna have people who follow protocol. In order for me to keep my bed, in order for me to do this and do that, I gotta follow protocol. So that means, prime example, if I know I gotta be in at a certain time, but I work night shifts, I would have to let that people at that establishment know that this is what it is and I'm gonna be needing to pass for the morning. Or if I know I work the mornings or the afternoons and I might be back past my time to come in, still get a pass. A lot of Tamika, what's going on, baby? See, again, you gotta know certain things before you just get into it. Now, again, you have people who have been misusing and utilizing that shelter process too. Hence, why we having the problems we having now. I told somebody there should be no reason why you've been in the shelter longer than 2 years, unless it's something that you're not doing. And guess what? If they have to restart a process with you in that situation, you're gonna be waiting longer and longer before you get called for something. Bob, what's going on, my guy? That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna go into the shelter, prime example, you should know what's expected and how to maneuver around it. Again, you already know when it comes to some of these shelters, they are not playing. You're one and done. If you don't follow protocol, if you're doing things that are not going by the protocols and guidelines, they have rights to get rid of you. And honestly, there's some people who are never going to get it together because they don't want to. They don't want to conform to some sort of rule and regulation in life. It's good to be free spirited and eccentric to some degree. But when it's to a point where you're not housed, you're not properly housed, and you could have been, that's a problem. Again, get your priorities straight. What's more important? You going through the process so you can have your own quicker, or you just asking around and taking longer for it to do something? Sorry. There's nobody right now that need to get it better done than the ones that need to get it done. There's some of you who are withering away. And this is not just a personal view and opinion. I've seen this hand on hand. I literally tell somebody if every time you turn around, they keep having to restart your papers or do something, it's something that you're doing wrong. And you need to fix that. BDBGP. What's going on, my guy? What's going on? Now again, you're gonna have those who want to be out there. You can't fix those ones. You can't fix those ones' problems. They gotta fix their own problems. But for the ones who actually need it, the ones who make it their business to try to do something, is I've always felt like this: first come, first serve, right? Now, if you coming in with a intent on doing something, you need to stick to it. If prime example, some of you, the most you would have to do is go into this shelter, prime example. And let's say within that 6 months time, you ended up getting put on a list or you ended up actually finding something, just do what you need to do until it's near time for you to grab those keys and move in. Why set yourself up? I knew somebody who set themselves up. They was in a shelter where, and they still stick to that. I forgot the name of that shelter, but they really stick to what they're saying. Within 6 months to a year, you should be within an apartment, house, whatever. And that person messed themselves up that last month because they want to party, they didn't want to follow protocol, and then they also try to use that "I'm working in the nighttime" excuse, and it didn't work for them. So again, you got to think about it. Your struggles will continue to be struggles as long as you're not thinking about the bigger picture at hand. The bigger picture should never be in that much of a struggle where you have to worry about where you rest your head at or anything. It is time for some of y'all to again think before you do things. The goal at hand is again, you want to have a roof over your head. You want to be able to have food in your refrigerator, especially if you got a family. Now, there's some of y'all who might be in relationships, situationships, whatever you want to consider things now, that think y'all going to be able to go into certain facilities together. You're not. If you're not married by law, you're not getting in any of these shelters. For those who might be even in deep relationships, whether you got kids involved or not. If you think you're gonna be able to be in a shelter or anything along those lines, which is significant other, nope, not gonna happen. It definitely won't, especially if you're not married or don't have a domestic partnership, how you want to call it. You're not getting into these shelters. And even when you do get into these shelters, you still gonna have to follow protocol. Most of these darn shelters, they tell you you're not supposed to smoke, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. Follow the protocols. Because again, when you keep going against everything you trying to build or everything you trying to do, it will make the process long. That's a fact, man. That's a fact right there. And it don't sit right with a lot of people. It ain't just you. It's a lot of people that feel it don't sit right. Like I said it Friday. It's crazy how you're giving benefits and giving opportunities to those who haven't been here long enough. But again, I can see you going and giving opportunities to those who actually are trying to make something better. They probably are running from a spot where it's nothing but war going on, children being in the midst of the war, so on and so forth. And again, it is about it is about what's doing right for the people. What are we doing right for the people here already? Half of them again crying, struggling that they need the help, and they not getting it. The people that don't need it seem to be the ones that always get it the most. San Jose, what's going on, baby? And that's the problem. That problem sits very wrong right now for a lot of people. How do you have people who've been through the struggle, still going through the struggle, who could be out of a struggle if you would help them, still going through the struggle? It's not trying to sound funny style or nothing. I'm for everybody gaining some sort of opportunity and growing and building on any level, especially if it is going to be beneficial for you. If it's going to be beneficial for your family, I don't mind that. But again, when you are giving it to people who really don't need it, and I ain't talking about those ones who really came here with barely nothing, and I ain't talking about the ones who've been here with barely nothing. When you're allowing people who really don't need it, who see you can look at them and tell they don't need it, and you still giving them the benefits, that's the problem. That will be the prime example. Like there are a lot of people right now. This is a reason why we're having problems today. Everything that we seem to be having problems with, especially since the migrants came in, is becoming of a bigger issue and a vocal issue for a lot of people because there are some people who actually need those benefits. Because again, if they can't fully work or if they have too many in the household to feed, depending on their job status, money status, or whatever, yeah, some people still need those benefits. But then you got those who really don't need it and they utilizing it and abusing the systems. Together, what's going on, baby? So you gotta look. That's always going to be an issue right there. When you have people who don't need it and they're utilizing it and they're using and abusing it. Now you're making it worse for the people who actually need the help. Danielle, what's going on, baby? Let's keep it real. You take it away from the people who actually need it. And then the ones that need it got to keep going through another loop and another hurdle to prove something. Like we were saying before, you got people lying and scamming and defrauding when it comes to Social Security benefits. And that's federal at the end of the day. That's federal and government money you fucking with. Sorry for saying it that way, but it is. And when you know you're not disabled, you don't have no real type of mental health issues where you will be required to get a check every month, there should be no reason why you're utilizing that and abusing that. Because now look, you sitting here frauding and scamming, you're messing it up for those valuable people who actually need it. But see, there's going to be certain situations where you're not going to be able to scam forever. You're going to get called out or you're going to get exposed for it. And when you do, you have nobody to blame but yourself at the end of the day. See, this is what I'm saying. I feel like to some degree, They don't have enough people on a lot of these parameters to do certain things. They need to start gaining more people in that situation. So this way they could start alleviating some of the problems we have there. If you would have a special group of people, prime example, that's dealing with scamming, fraud, and everything else, you would be able to do a process of elimination basically for some people. You can tell who has been definitely needing it, who's definitely been applying for it, so on and so forth. Then you're gonna have those that you know off the rip if it don't seem right, or if it don't seem legit, if it's not something that you see their name on every so often, and you know 9 out of 10 is a damn scam. Yeah, and see that's another thing I got a problem with. Like I kind of spoke about it last on Friday. You know, there's some of these people who are coming here with the intent on doing the same old peanut butter and jelly BS they was doing at home. They cry about they want freedom. They cry about they want this. They want this. But then when they come somewhere else, they're doing the same exact things that they was just crying about. And that is the crazy part about it. And there's some of you who actually say it to, and it's not trying to cause a shitstorm. But there's some people who actually feel like they hate America, but in the same token, you're coming here. So you can't hate America that much if you're still coming here and they're giving you benefits. They're giving you priority before they give people who are here priority. So again, y'all need to be thankful for the fucking shit you don't. Sorry. Need to be thankful. If you was able to get away from where you was getting away from, even if you ain't get the best of circumstances, can't cry and mope about certain shit. And you come in here and taking what's necessary. But you're supposed to, Mary, because anytime you hear people like that, trust me, this is where some of these fights and arguments, even in the city, has happened. Because you hear people saying the utmost, and you be like, well, if this is a fucking problem, why are you here for? Again, like I was essentially saying one day, that's like if I know I don't like smokers, why would I be around a bunch of smokers? Like, what am I gaining and what am I benefiting off of? Absolutely nothing. This is where some of these fights come from. It's not so much as religion, and it damn sure ain't so much as about money. It just be about the rights and the wrongs sometimes. You know, and this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of them that come here with that intent, or they come here with that notion that they feel they're gonna be disrespectful. But you can't be disrespectful when you still coming here needing help. You can't cry about you want certain things to change, but then again, you come somewhere where you couldn't make a change, and you start messing up. That key word right there, Commander, ungratefulness. And that'd be the worst thing. Like I said, if you don't like anything about a country or anything else along that line, why go there? Gotta make it make sense. James, what's going on, my guy? You do. You gotta make it make sense. How is it that you cry and mope? You cry and mope about not having no real subtle opportunities and anything in your home country, but then you come here, you go through the process, and then you still complaining, you still moping, you still making complaints about shit. Make it make sense. Like I said Friday, honestly, some of y'all that's coming with that intent on just utilizing the system, but also just trying to downplay and also trying to just cause havoc here, you might as well stage your ass back in your country. Again, I'm for anybody that is going to come here. I'm for anybody that will come here and build on the right notion, especially if they ain't have no real options or opportunities in their own home country. Serious, what's going on, baby? But you know what, realist? What you just said to a degree is true. We have allowed too much. See, we've been too accepting and too open armed to damn near everything. And yet, in the same token, we always get bashed. We always get the bad mouth. We always get left out. Or a lot of times we get the scraps. But some situations, it is our fault too, because that is our problem: being too accepting to things that we know we wasn't accepting to. Us not being, united in the situations we need to be united in. It's another reason why we get overlooked and we get laughed at. And the things that we could be a part of, we don't take the initiative. We don't take the time to say, you know what, let me learn this. Maybe this could be beneficial. Even if it don't work for me, it could be something passed on through the family. It could be something passed on, period. So they can even give an opportunity to somebody who's actually into these opportunities. Lady Shay, what's going on, baby? Oh, shoot. I wouldn't necessarily say hate, realist, but you got people from all kind that look at everybody else different too, son. Even the ones that ain't going through no specific what you would call it, any type of specific dangers, they ain't going through that. They're not going through any type of specific racism or anything. They will look at people funny. I feel almost everybody looks at somebody outside of their group or their race funny. I felt that way. Chef, what's going on, my guy? Listen, I've seen some of our folks hate on everybody, including themselves. So that's a Pandora's box I refuse to jump into today. Because I could go down almost every angle, and at some point, we are ones to blame for a lot of different shit. We are to blame because some of it is our fault. Some of it is because, again, we have allowed a lot of things to just conform and just to happen in front of our eyes, and we didn't really stand up on our business the way we were supposed to. Things that our ancestors definitely took pride in and actually pushed the ball forward for, we just let it fall. If the generations are supposed to be passing us the rock, basically, how we let the rock slip through our hands? How do we let that rock crumble? We let it crumble because we allowed any and everything. Where we had a form of respect, we ain't respecting each other no more. And how can we expect others to respect us if we ain't respecting each other? I know some people probably was thinking, how could somebody from this community say something like that, right? Simple. I could say it like that because the damn truth. If we would learn to respect each other and we would learn to actually come together and build for something greater outside of our own personal bullshit, wouldn't be in the situations we in now. Everybody would have their own little piece of whatever. But instead, the minute we do see that people are building, we try to destroy their asses. And for what? We try to destroy them because we don't want to see them grow. We don't want the opportunity of growth and happiness and peace. And I could keep it real with you. You know, hold on one second. Thought somebody was coming down this way with music. I don't need no copyrights right now. But yeah, like I was saying, we have become our own detriment, our own worst enemy, and our own destruction. Not so much as just lack of knowledge. That's one reason why we are falling down left and right. It's not just lack of knowledge, it's lack of respect and unity. I don't have to like you, but I can respect you enough if I know me and you are thinking the same thing as far as trying to bring protection on a certain level, especially to the areas that need it. I don't have to personally like you to work with you to make something happen. Not everybody going to be for everybody, and I said that before. Everybody has a different angle that if they feel that's what they want to be a part of, it can be a part of that growth and build.
Not everybody got to build on the same road, but at least build with that same notion of I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to make sure the people around me are better. I'm trying to make sure the kids are safe, so on and so forth. We can't even do that. Another reason why we are never going to be able to do it the way we feel we could do it is because, again, when we have ignorance and we have people who, again, they don't care about nothing outside of misery and and humiliation. It's another thing you're gonna get. And I'm gonna say this to my melanated folks that need to hear it. Again, how can we cry and mope about systematic racism, so on and so forth? How can we cry about things not being done, streets not being safe, so on and so forth, and nobody is getting up off their asses, to actually make sure they are being a part of the change? I keep repeating it because it's true. There's different ways that we could be coming together as a people and making things work for us. Again, not everybody going to be able to follow politics, or they might not be interested in politics. You don't have to fight in that situation like that. You could fight in a situation as far as bringing the right type of education and wisdom to those who are coming behind us. You could be a part of that fight, trying to fight all the injustices in the school systems right now. Stuff that shouldn't be taught to kids that are being taught to kids. You could be a part of that fight. You could be a part of the fight of trying to get more people into the medical health field that could be beneficial for those who are having severe health issues. Like, come on. Again, we are our own worst enemy at times. We want so much, but we refuse to unite when we need to unite. And we refuse to take responsibility and accountability for the things that, again, we kind of caused our own destruction. I'm not saying that nobody else had a hand in some of our demise. No, I'm not saying that. But there are other things right now that we are starting to fall for. We are starting to allow, and this is why things are getting the way it's getting. Like I said, how much more suffering we got to go through before we all finally wake up and realize this is a war that we need to start fucking battling and winning. That's why I said we have to start showing the better examples one way or another. Even through the simplest stages, we can do so. Again, it's solely up to you. It is solely up to you. You can't keep crying about, oh, there's some of you that will cry the white man this and the white man that, right? And this is for some of y'all quote unquote pro blacks. You'll sit here and say, oh, this and oh, that, and you bring up all the stuff we already know about what's happened as far as our history is concerned, as far as everything. And you still not being a part of what you need to be a part of. You'll sit there and cry and mope about, oh, but the system is this and the system is that. Okay, so what are we doing to try to fix this corrupt system? You ain't saying nothing about that. It's like when somebody was saying that situation about, oh, you can't be pro-black and you dealing with somebody that's not. But first of all, what does somebody personal life got to do with what contributions they are actually trying to do for their fucking community? There are people who did not marry within the melanated system, and guess what? That don't mean they wasn't for their people. They still was doing what they were supposed to be doing for their people, regardless. Because a person's personal life should not have nothing to do with what they're doing in actual time. Prime example, you can have somebody that you can have one of these millionaires right now that are doing something for their community. If they're shaking their ass every day in the club, that's them. That's their personal life. What they do actually for the people, that's what counts the most. What does somebody personal life got to do with what they're doing and what they're achieving? That's why I said there's certain rabbit holes I refuse to go down, because when I go down these roads, it's almost essentially saying, well, Dan, well, yeah, because you know I'm saying the right things right now. Again, somebody's personal life shouldn't reflect on what they're doing outside. If they are actually putting community events together, making sure that people are getting proper whatever, whether it's just the simplest thing like food, what does their personal life have to do with anything? The problem with us to a degree, and I'm still speaking to my folks, we are so not so much as just jealous, we are hateful. We hate when we see somebody doing well. We hate when we see even our own people doing good, making adjustments in their life, elevating their life. We hate that because guess what? We feel we can't rise up to something. But again, you will never know what your potentials are, what your skills could be, what kind of a person you can be as far as an impactful person in life if you're not taking the opportunities to do what you need to do. Cherokee, what's going on, my guy? You know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even trying to sound funny. We already know a majority of the situations that put us in the situations that we in till a certain stage in life. Everything else was us. Because again, every time we did have people that was trying to come together for the betterment of us, for the betterment of trying to make sure we was back the way we once was at as kings and queens of the land and knowing what was what, we shut them down. We get them up out of here. Just like I was saying one time before, how you expect some of these quote on now you do got people who might be in this entertainment field, prime example, that actually want to give back or actually want to show love and even show up as far as I'm coming back to my hood to show love, show the people you can do this, do that, even if I don't state it. I'm coming to show love to the people that I grew up and loved, even if there is new people in that community. I'm coming back because I was a native of this land. I'm coming back to bring something that's needed. I shouldn't have to worry about, even with adequate security, I shouldn't have to worry about me partially or possibly losing my life. Just trying to do something right. That is another situation, like I'm saying. You talk about blessings and how these people could be impactful. And then when they rising up to that notion, or when they are getting to that destination, you cut it short because you're jealous of something, because you want something that this person has. Instead of you saying, let me find a way to go grind and go get it myself. That's why we will always be our own detriment and our own destruction. Common sense would tell somebody, if I see my brother doing good over there, even if it ain't something I feel they should be doing, I feel they could be doing something better. If that person is happy with what they're choosing in life, who am I to tell anybody anything? Happy belated, bro. Happy belated, my guy. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, you got people that worry about the wrong things and instead of worrying about the right things. I don't care about your personal life. If you're not doing something that I feel would be necessary to put out there, expose, or do whatever, I don't care about your personal life. Sorry to say it that way. That's where a lot of us need to get to. Don't care about your personal life outside of what you're doing when you are out and about with the people. That's like me trying to put together a non. That's like me trying to put a rally together to fight against gun violence and some other things, right? But in the same token, we having shootouts and fights while we are sitting here promoting this venue. That don't make sense. You know, and in certain things in life, there's a reason why some of you, again, will never reach the highest places of your life or the highest peaks of your life. Because again, you are solely focusing on damaging and destroying somebody else, whether you personally know them or not. Your sole focus should be what it is, focusing on you becoming something great in life and putting the great things around you in life. And some people, again, it's just jealousy and hate. I see this brother over here getting a little bit more money than me. I see this person is looking a little bit more flashy or a little bit more. First of all, that's another way, another way of jealousy and hate. You see somebody rocking something that look good, you feel it should be on you. First of all, you need to stop being followers of everything. Stop following what you think the world wants and needs and start following what you want and need. This is my thing. I said something one time when I was having a little back and forth with somebody. It wasn't even a back and forth, just was a differences of opinion. Now, some people are going to go prime example for that Black Lives Matter, right? Because those are probably ones who actually stand on what they stand on, and they probably stand on it even if they ain't following that movement, right? You're going to have people who are for the people, who will say that Black lives do matter. You're going to have those who are going to say it don't matter. And the ones that say it don't matter, there's a reason why they saying it don't matter. Because they're looking at it from the standpoint because they are melanated folk themselves. And how can you say Black Lives Matter if we the main ones at times killing each other off? Make it make sense. Let me know when I said something that didn't resonate. Can't say Black Lives Matter if we the ones killing ourselves at a fast pace. You'll sit here and say everybody else is killing us off. No, we killing ourselves off quicker than anybody else. We are definitely killing each other off worse than anybody else are. Because we refuse again to unite and stand together. Since when has it ever been cool for any type of predatorial attacks to happen and we don't stand up as we supposed to stand up? Even when it's our own. Yeah. When has it been cool to not hold people accountable for the things that they're doing? Forget what they're saying, because I could say a million things, but an action to speak louder than anything. And that's the problem. And that's the thing, Mary. And when you bring this up, even when it comes to certain topics, you'll bring this situation up, and everybody has a different view and opinion on it. Almost everybody will go to, oh, but well, we not doing this, that, and third, and all the other nations that are doing this, that, and third. Okay, but what about what we doing to ourselves? You're not saying that. Again, we quick to point fingers at times, and we ain't pointing the fingers at ourselves too. We know certain situations wasn't our fault, and hence why we got some of the bad end of the stick throughout history. I can grant that. But there are other situations, again, we were our own damn demise and downfall because when these people were building up to become something, to actually try to be a part of something and even create a change, what did we do? We didn't want to see it happen. We destroyed our own person one way or another. This is why it's hard for some people to come together and actually want to build together, because I don't want to be trying to build something that I feel is going to be beneficial for everybody. And then I got a mole within my damn clique that's trying to destroy everything, even down to divulging certain things they shouldn't divulge. How you think Huey P. Newton went down? His own people. Malcolm X, his own people. Sorry to say it. You look at figureheads that have been in here, damn near every last one of them, it was their own damn people one way or another that set them up for failure. They won't take accountability for that. That's the thing. Look at how many people, like prime example, you just mentioned something that's really truthful right there. How many people have lost their lives to gang violence, trying to rep a set, trying to rep a block, trying to do this, trying to be big bad Billy, right? And then when stuff get crazy and critical, where's the rest of these people that's supposed to be riding for you? And in the same token, it still sets off the same event and the same reaction and chain of violence. Now I gotta do something because you just killed one of my people. Like this is how the cycle of violence continues. This is like you being in the Bloods. You got some people that might be in the Crips. The Crips done killed a couple of your people. Now you feel you gotta retaliate. Now you gotta go kill off some of their people. Like this is what I'm saying. When do we take accountability for the things that we fucked up and that we still fucking up? You know, change does start within self. But then once you already done changed for the better, now you just gotta continue to do that. There are people who again who are coming home from long stints of jail time and they are doing the best they can to make sure they don't go back into that corrupt system. Because they already done missed part of their damn lives, families, upbringing, and everything else because of ignorance, lack of education, lack of opportunity. I could commend those again who have just come home or have been home for the longest and definitely staying to not going home or like going back to jail. We know there's some people that they're gonna learn the hard way. Then you're gonna have those who might have just been lost. Like I said, you're gonna have those who are just following and thinking everything is a game until something actually happens. And then some of these people learn their lessons from there because they will see off the rip what we've been speaking about. Can't say that I'm all for you, I'm riding for you, gang, and all of that. The minute I get locked up, I don't get a letter from none of y'all. I don't get a visit from none of y'all. None of that. You living your life, right? Again, people got to learn to educate. You educate yourself. You learn what you need to learn. And if there's things that you could bring to the people that's going to even help them learn and build something, then do it. We can't keep crying about certain things in place, and this is the reason why we are still suffering. No, we're still suffering because we still are not being united when we need to be united. Whether you believe that or not, this is another reason why there will never be any real big major movements happening anytime soon. And when they do, it's going to be really selective on who the hell is in this damn building in this work. Because come on, now. If I'm supposed to be building my people up, prime example, and I'm doing something that's supposed to be beneficial for them as a whole, but they ain't taking the opportunity or they ain't taking the space to do something, who's more at fault, me or the people? No, it's the people. It's almost the equivalent. Prime example, if I got a car and I know it's something wrong with my car, if I'm not knowledgeable on how to fix my car, I'm going to make sure I bring it either back to the dealership and see if I could get one of those mechanics to do something, or I will look up and find the proper mechanic that I know could deal with all car situations and then go from there. If I just blindly bring my car somewhere and then that this person that made the car worse, who's more at fault? Me or the person that fixed my car? It would be me because I essentially made the decision to do so. Yeah, we got a corrupt system, Cherokee, but we also got corrupt people within our system. We got corrupt people within our community. This is why, again, we are not building and growing the way we should be building and growing. Or we are at least not where we once was at, as far as being a whole society and complete. So I'm not just going with one notion. I'm not going just because of one thing. No, we got to take accountability for our bullshit too. Because there's things we know for a fact we could have got off the ground. The people could have got off the ground. And it was our own damn people that set us up for kill and for failure. You know, that's what I'm saying. You have people who had, if they didn't have physical skills or if they didn't have life skills, they had talents that could have been blessed and could have been bringing blessings, could have been bringing bare fruit. But in the same token, how can I expect my people to even get a blueprint of how people should be successful? And we killing the successful people off. We killing them off left and right. How can we do so? How do you fight corruption when you still got corrupt people around you? How can you expect anything? What the hell is this fool doing? My bad, y'all. My bad. But again, how can we expect things to happen and we are still being a part of our own demolishment right now? Like prime example, how can I expect a business to flourish and even make opportunities and grow more opportunities for those who need it if I'm allowing my establishments or I'm allowing the people to just overrun my establishments? How you want people to grow and elevate? How you want the quote unquote black businesses to flourish and even do whatever? When again, we looking for shortcuts, handouts, so on and so forth. Or if we ain't doing that, we are basically robbing our own people. Come on now. No doubt, Mary. Appreciate you, baby. Y'all already know if y'all just tuned in, the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, the best way for change, reform, and anything, you have to build within your realm. You have to learn to be comfortable with yourself as a person. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. And even whatever your weaknesses are, you can turn those into strengths. It's solely about how you do it and how you utilize it. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working harder than these damn traffic cops running up and down the block, baby. You know, but this is what I'm saying. There's things that when they tell us that we can't, we should be able to show no, we can. Don't tell me I can't build something when I know I already got a blueprint for it and I got people set up to do it. Can't tell me that I can't. And if I got proper things that are needed, paperwork, information, and all of that, who the hell are you to stop the process? We got to stop allowing that word can't. We got to stop allowing that word. Stop saying we can't do things. We could do a lot if we put our minds to it. We could do a lot and actually be strong in what we're doing if we would come together. And that's the thing. It's not so much that you can't, it's people won't let you. But in that same token, you ain't supposed to allow somebody to tell you what you can and can't do, especially if it is for the better. Tanya, what's going on, baby? You know, this is the thing. And the reason why it's it's been a plague is because look at what some of the adults are teaching the kids. You are solely teaching these kids even then that they can't come together, they can't build together, they can't utilize what they need to utilize. They don't know how to have a social structure with people, social conversations. Look at again what's being taught. And if we feel it's a problem when it comes to certain aspects of education, then we as the people need to be united and fight that issue. Drop this link in case anybody want to chime in. But this is what I'm saying. How do we get back to a better place? And there was some people who will say that we ain't gonna never get back to where we once was. I highly doubt that shit because you're gonna have people who are optimistic again on change. So I would be one of them that would kindly decline and say you're wrong. I do see at some point everybody coming together as far as within our community and coming together for the right things. Even back to holding accountability for those who need to be held accountable for things. I see it happening. It might not happen right away, but it's going to happen. Even if it happens further on down the line, at some points, change will happen. Change is inevitable. It's the one thing I can say about life. Change is always inevitable. I don't care how much you try, there's always going to be things that change. Everything, even down to your neighborhoods. Most of your neighborhoods are not going to stay the same forever. You might have your landmarks, you might have whatever that's almost landmark status, but everything else will be different. Everything else will be changed. When people came into my area the other day, they was like, wow, so much has changed out here. Yeah, we know. Because again, change is always going to happen. But what kind of changes, that's the problem. We don't know. Because those changes going to be for the good of the community or the bad for the community. You'll never know if you're not being a part of those meetings. That's another thing. You're not being a part of these meetings that are shaping your neighborhoods. But you want to cry about the shit in your neighborhoods. It makes no sense. And until we get to that state of mind where we could stop hating on each other and actually start loving and building each other up, especially on the right accord, we ain't gonna never get to that glory. We ain't gonna never be able to get to that glory because again, we are solely just focusing on self and not focusing on the bigger empowerment, encouragement, unity, strength, and even knowledge and wisdom. We gonna fail all the time. And it's sad because again, like I said, how much do we have to lose and how much do we have to suffer before we finally get together? Northwoods, what's going on, my guy? This is what I'm saying. We have to get together. Because again, it's amazing how everybody else could come together and they could make something happen and something build and grow. We come together, everything is destroyed. Everything is in hellfire. I don't like this one because they seem to have a little bit more than what I got. Again, your blessings are not their blessings, and their blessings are not yours. You have to build your home. You have to make sure that you structure it right so it can be fruitful. So you don't have to worry about the next man or the next woman's pockets. Shouldn't have to worry about the things that are unnecessary to worry about. Worry about building yourself for the better. Lady Shay, what's going on, baby?
How you doing, Nate? Much respect, much love. What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to the chat.
Same old, same old. Morning workflow. At least I ain't got to do much.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm having a headache myself at the same thing. You know how it is. It's definitely on my head over here. So I'm in the clouds. You don't know I'm here. If anybody asks, I wasn't here. I was at work, doing work, all work, nothing but work. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, Yeah, I was listening, of course. That's why I wasn't in the chat much, trying to be focused at work, keep a center and a balance. But yeah, it always comes with the mindset. We got to change our mind frame and the way that we allow certain thoughts or information to resonate with us so that we are out here incorporating certain actions, it's all within the mind. So if you're thinking I can't change or I can't make a difference or I can't do nothing, I'm not smart enough or I'm not big enough or it's just one person, then you're not going to get anywhere, right? I mean, look at everybody who was just a one hand man or one hand woman and accomplished a lot. They got their own businesses and building empires, Now, of course, they got the helping hands, but they started from scratch. They had to get in the dirt. They had to get, just they just had to get rough with it and grind and really go for what they knew that they wanted to accomplish. And no matter how hard it was or how many people told them it's not gonna happen, they stay focused and true to them, and they made it happen. So it's all within the mind.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The state of mind should be what it is. Like, look, granted, it looked like it might not happen. It looked like it could be impossible. But again, there's nothing that can be impossible if you don't actually put in the work. You might actually get to a stage where even if it took a month, took 2 months, took a year, however long it took you, as long as you actually got the job done and you made sure that things were done right, you know, who's to stop you from doing anything? The hell is this fool doing? Yeah, my bad. It's always something. But again, you don't allow somebody to dictate and tell you what you can and can't do. You never let nobody stop you. When you sit here and you allow these type of things to keep occurring, you're gonna keep getting the same results.
No, that's the thing that I always say. I'm my own worst critic. I don't need nobody else to be hard on me because I'm hard on myself, and I always contradict certain things and ask if I did it right or you know, whatever have you. So, yeah, definitely. You can be your worst enemy at times if you're out here pushing out negative thoughts but trying to accomplish something by actually putting in the work. Then what are you really doing? You're contradicting yourself. So keep focused, stay true, say that you can do it, say that you will accomplish it. And as you're doing it, just continue to see how you're showing and see how it works out for you.
Facts. When they allow limitation, that's why I said it should be no limitations on whatever it is you're trying to do in life. And if you're gonna be limited in certain aspects, okay, well, make sure you're doing it for the right reason. Okay, well, look, I don't need this venue. I only need a limited amount of spaces, especially if you already know, prime example. If I know I only got a certain amount of people coming out to this event, I'm only going to get what's needed. So I'll limit that. Like, all right, I'll limit the seating and something else. But everything else, nah, there should be no limits to how far you go in life and how far you progress and what you actually teach and instill.
Oh, and that's another thing too, right? Having to show off and kind of in a competitive way, like okay, say you are planning a party or an event. You know what you can hold, you know what you can do, but we have some out here trying to show off and get all extravagant and expensive and just do the most when it's really not that serious. Just do you have fun and however way you can make that manifest. Make it original to you. Don't copycat out here. No, don't do that.
Facts. Hold on one second. The hell are these fools doing now? Oh, Mountain Girl, what's going on, baby? All right, never mind. Came in like a group of cockroaches. I need more cameras today. But no, and that's what I'm saying. We gotta be able to say this. Even with the corrupt shit that we see happening, That don't stop us from building and stopping us from getting to our destination and our point in life. I wouldn't care or look here if the government ain't gonna help me with certain things I need help with. If I know I could do it myself and actually make it, I'm gonna make it because those benefits and those blessings come back 10 times. There are people who didn't get not a near lick of government assistance from anybody. They just made things work because they believed in what they believed in. The thing is, again, you're supposed to give education, but also opportunity, and that's for those who actually want to learn, build, and grow. I'm not talking about those who don't give a damn about nothing, because we always going to have those small handful of people, and I don't care what race you look at, that don't want to do shit for themselves, and they gonna make their people as a whole look bad. I always try to call things down the middle when it comes to general topics like this. Because guess what? The same way we have people that are messing us up in our own community, everybody else has a group of people in their own community that is messing them up and making them look bad. We can't allow small little distractions like that to identify us as a whole. Just because we got a certain group of people that love to be in violent situations, does that mean everybody likes to be in a violent one? No.
Absolutely. And like I put in the chat, it's nothing worse than wasted talent. So many of us are out here wasting our talents, our skills, because we're not really true to ourselves. We're, like I mentioned earlier, copycatting the next person because there's a trend or because they have a lot of following or they got a lot of money, they're just out there, they're seeing, and we're not really true to what we want, what we need, and how we can bring it forward. So there's this competition and just chaos, when it comes to what we're really out here doing or what we're really out here trying to build. That's why sometimes it's hard to build with people because we're not really truly knowing what it is that we want. We think we do, we say we do, but then sometimes our words and our actions contradict each other. So it's just like what's really happening, right? But again, you can't let that stop you. If we see that there's just a lost cause, right? Like there's no way we can get through to this person. I tried every way possible to break it down and to explain and to show and to teach. And I'm exhausted. I'm having more exhaustion trying to show you what I'm doing versus actually going out here and doing it. So we got to leave certain people, places, and things alone and just move on. Build it, and then if we want to, we could go back, see where they at, see if their heads right, and then we could go back to working together and bringing something out here, you know?
Yeah, and that's what it is. You gotta have to. But see, it's the thing. Even when you eliminate those factors, you gotta make sure that those factors don't become a consistent problem at some point. Because that's just like prime example. If I'm going to build in my hood, I'm building clothing stores and stuff for people, especially big and tall people. I can't sit here and have an establishment. I got certain people that's supposed to be a part of the safety field in that aspect, and they're not doing the safe job. And I'm allowing my businesses to keep getting overran or getting robbed. No, at some point, they're going to expect me to either shut it down or they're going to expect me to just stop being nice within the community. And then guess what? I told somebody, you're allowing people to come in your communities to build and grow, right? But you won't allow your own people to come in the community and build and grow. How does that make sense?
That doesn't make sense, right? And that's something that I always say to people, in my neighborhood. Um, I talk about this all the time. There's no offense, and I'm trying to carefully choose my words here, but y'all know how it goes, right? There's other cultures, other races, other nationalities that will come into the neighborhood, pop up with stores or events or whatever. They just have something there going on. And we're always there helping bring in money. The consumer's rate is so high right now, right? We just always gotta buy, 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 buy. And at the end of the day, it's like, what help are we doing to our own community, to our own people? Like, there's people out here that's really like your own family. Like, I have family members that have stores, and I support them first, foremost, and always, right? But then there's other things that I need, so I do go to other stores. I'm not gonna lie or hold you up. But my point is, if we're really saying that we're out here for our people, right? And we're trying to build a community where it's just us and we have a necessities of living, then we really gotta put in that action. We really gotta feed the money, that currency, that energy to our people, and not these others that are around us just because they have it first or they're more popular or whatever have you. You know, you gotta keep it home based. Go back to home. Don't you love home? I know I love home, so let's go back home. Put the money in the house.
Yeah, yeah, I mean that's why my prime problem. My prime problem with some people is like I said, you can't say you for your people, and then again, you're not giving those space and opportunity to help benefit. Like I said, you cry about, oh, they coming in here, they buying up land, they buying up this, they getting this. But when we have the opportunities to get it, we don't get it. They try to keep saying, oh, but they don't allow it. Nah. I be damned if somebody tell me I can't do something I want to do for my community. Now, if I got to get proper paperwork to make sure I can hold that event down, that's different. Anything else, you're not gonna tell me I can't do what the hell I want to do for my community. If I decide the whole summer I'm gonna do nothing but basketball tournaments and stuff like that, and it's my money that's funding that shit, you can't tell me nothing. Can't. That's when we got to start getting back to that notion of being a shark. Nobody's telling nobody anything. Get back to that. You're not gonna sit here and say I can't do this for my people, but you're allowing everybody else to build for it. No, no, no. That's what we got to get back to. That militant mindset. Not letting no type of limitations be set on us for anything. We know what we can do. We know what we can build. We know what we can definitely bring shape to. We just gotta continue to do what's necessary. Cool gamer, what's going on? Blessings to everybody that just tuned in. Trying to somewhat catch up with the chat and see why this dude keep walking around this pole like he crazy. Might be. Let me leave it alone. You always get one even during
Oh
the
Lord, here we go with the scalp, y'all. Let's pray for the scalp. Let's pray for the scalp.
Oh, you
But
ain't gotta pray
yeah,
for not my scalp. Shoot, gotta pray for his scalp because if I see you keep walking around this pole, and I feel bad because again, these are the type of people I be saying that know they need to be indoors and they could be a possible danger outdoors. So that's another story though. You know,
yeah, different story, different day, but you know what they say. Uh, that's why I keep it simple. Definitely agree with you on that. I'm getting little makes, little words because I'm paying attention to my work, making sure nobody doing a little pop up on me. My bad, my bad. But yeah, you definitely gotta have that mindset, and that's exactly how I am. Don't If you want to see me do something for real, y'all, like y'all really want to see me do something, tell me I can't do it. Just go ahead and tell me that I can't do it. Let me hear those words like, what? Oh, I can't. I'm not breaking no laws. I'm not hurting nobody. Oh, watch and see how I do it. Just watch and see. I'm gonna prove you right. I'm gonna prove you right. So sometimes it's okay to have a different mindset, to show what you're made of and how you could do something. Shake things up a little bit. We don't always have to follow everybody. It's not a trend that's cool to say that, oh, I'm copying the next person and I'm doing it the same way. It's all right to be you sometimes. And sometimes we gotta definitely get back into that mentality where no matter what it is or how soft or how hard you go for it. When you know it's for you, just go for it. Don't have no holds barred on nothing. Go out for it. If you're not hurting nobody, right? I gotta say that. If you're not hurting nobody, you're not breaking no laws technically, right? And y'all know where they go. Then you, hey, have a feel that the sky is the limit, right? So yeah, definitely get in there, have fun, shake some things up. If we're out here complaining about how we don't want to be controlled or told what to do, hey, control yourself and put some things into action and make it beneficial so that you can unite a community. I'm just saying. A suggestion, keep in mind, food for thought.
Ah, you ain't saying nothing wrong there. But see, but just like I was saying earlier, then you got to do it the right way, and you got to make sure that the people that are with you are actually with you, and their actions have to speak exactly how it's supposed to speak. It's supposed to be louder than anything. Don't sit here and tell me you want to come to a rally, and then I see you didn't come to the rally, but you went elsewhere to go have fun. Like I told somebody one day, I said, "How you crying and moping about certain shit, and you're not even going to get things done that you need to get done? That's important. You can't talk about, oh, they got me waiting, or oh, it's this and oh, it's that. No, it's you. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, how you expect anything to get done quicker? We got to start getting back again, not just so much as being militant, but we got to make sure that our mind is solely focused on what we need to focus it on. Again, get back to that, being accountable and responsible. That's what we lost it as a community. We're not being held accountable, and we're not holding each other accountable and responsible for certain things. And we're not even holding ourselves accountable because some of us are allowing things to keep transpiring instead of saying, nah, this ain't right. Oh, yeah, shout outs to the birthday girl. Shout out to everybody that had their birthday. Shout outs to 755. Shout outs to Dee Dee and a few other ones that I know for a fact had birthdays yesterday and coming up. All you Pisces babies. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed yourselves. Hopefully, you have another year around this good old sun. You know, and that's the most important thing. Again, just making the best out of life and the blessings surrounding it. You know,
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to all the birthday babies. The Pisces. Y'all know y'all cool with me because we over here the water gang. Y'all already know. Shout out to the Pisces. Happy solar birthdays. Happy and many returns. Hope y'all enjoyed it and continue to enjoy it and enjoy your breath as you take it each moment and cherish it because you never know, right? So, real quick, I'm gonna mess with you, Nate, before I jump off because I gotta get back to work. Because like I said, they own me. They own me. But
yeah.
okay, so say that everybody is uniquely them. Everybody has their own lives that they have to deal with. They have things, issues that they have to organize, get through. Right? We all have that, and it's all uniquely based off of our individual selves. So, quick question. In your opinion, if someone is around you on a consistent basis, if they are changing their lifestyle for the betterment of them, how far along should or how much should we vocalize this? How much should we put action into showing you this? And the last one, how much energy should we just show that we're in it, we're resonating, and we're just in the purpose of our life?
To be honest with you, if you're making changes for the better, especially look at you're making changes that you know was going to sit you and suit you well, put you in a peaceful position. You do as much as possible. You eliminate as much as possible. And you solely focus on the things you need to focus because your change, your growth, everything else that has to do with you, it starts with you. So you got to make sure that number one, if you're building in the right notion, you got to make sure that the spirit that you in, the people around you got to be almost in that same spirit. I can't sit here and say I want to, prime example, I can't say I want to make or open up
youth centers or educational programs for people, and I don't got the right people who actually are standing on that. So again, whatever changes you're making, changes need to be starting from you, and then from there, you get the right people involved. And if there's people that don't want to be involved, you exclude them from it because not everybody gonna want to be a part of something. I'm starting to see that now. Even when it's something that could be beneficial, there's just some people who, again, they don't want to be a part of that bill, but they'll be a part of destroying it. That's when you gotta eliminate what you need to eliminate.
Yeah, you're right. I just wanted to get your opinion about it, of course, because we think alike sometimes. Ain't gonna lie. That's one of the things I've been working out myself. How much I tell others about what I'm going through, how much I'm showing others what I'm going through, my process, and the times that I'm just not saying too much of anything. And if you're around, you're seeing it, you're enjoying it, then you know what it is. I don't really have to explain. It's already there for you. The blueprint is there, right? And sometimes you got those issues, those people that like to complain and point fingers and say you're not doing it right or you didn't tell me this and how come you left me out and why wasn't I involved? Sometimes it's like, look, I'm doing stuff for me. I'm making sure that my life is right. I'm making sure that my mind is right. I'm making sure that I'm not just saying things to just say them or doing things just doing them. It's for a purpose. And when I have that moment that says, yeah, I'm doing it and I'm not just speaking and it's really here, in fruition, actually manifested, then I'm gonna bring you on. I'm gonna cherish you with that information if it's meant for you. Because again, not everybody is meant to be in your life or to know everything about you. So discernment is always needed. But with that, gotta go doing my little circulations. So appreciate you, Nate, as always, for lining me up and for everyone to hear my voice. I know y'all irritated with my voice. I always say it and I always will. So get used to it. But
You
until next time, peace and love, y'all.
already know, Lady Shay, you're more than welcome to pop in. And appreciate you for popping in on the panel. And yeah, that is the thing though. Um, Again, not everybody is gonna be for you when you start making these changes in your life. Prime example, if you was always out there in the streets and now you decide you want to live your life better and you want to do something better and make changes, those same people that was riding with you when you was in the streets, they ain't gonna always ride for you. There might be the small handful that will ride with you no matter what you decide to do in life. Those are the real ones you keep around you because those are the real ones that are always going to keep you solid and always bring you back to a humble ground. Like, yo, bro, remember what you was doing this for. Like I've had a couple people tell me that same thing. Remember what you're doing this for. I never will forget what I'm doing this for because again, I state this every damn day. The message is bigger than me and it's bigger than the people. It's something that the people just need to hit and need to resonate with. And hopefully it will spark an idea for some people to actually come together and get it together. Oh yeah. And for that troll that came in here, yeah, my bad. You knew you was gonna get sniped out. So I always got the perfect one for you. Don't worry. This is how we get you up out of here. Let me get you out here the right way. Yes, my pettiness is real, y'all. Yeah, my pettiness is real. We snipe them and we get them up out of here. You ain't got time for that. And if you was looking for a single lady, how about you go out to the club or you go out to the bar? How about you actually try to be a human being and actually go out and socialize with people, and maybe you might find your woman or find your man, whatever it is you're trying to find. You can't be looking for a woman if this is how you doing things. Society. Sonya, what's going on, baby? But nonetheless, what I said was truthfulness, though. We had a little brief intermission. Nothing I said was far off from what I've been saying. If we would learn that, guess what? We gonna change regardless to what. Our processes of thinking is gonna change. Our overall spirit might change on certain things. But the things that you stand strong on, you stand firm on, you never let nobody try to corrupt it or try to stop it. Whether you want to or not, you're gonna have to stand for something. We got 2 feet, right? We stand on what we stand on. If we're gonna form a picket fence to make sure that this is what we're doing, then we all need to be on the same ball, regardless. Fools done left damn water on. I knew they were doing some dumb shit. Hate when I hear something and don't know where it's coming from. At least I know it was coming from. Uh, I just avoided a flood on my job. Good looking. But nonetheless, again, nothing should ever limit you or stop you from the great things you were trying to put in your life. And if the people can't get down with that, then those are the people that are going to be against you at some point. So you know what to do. If nobody can't accept the fact that you're changing for the better and you're trying to implement something for the better, then those ain't the people you want to be around. Because those will be the same people that destroy your building process, that destroy your dreams, that destroy your spirits. And who needs that? Who needs that for real? Nobody. No doubt, Cherokee. Appreciate you, my guy. You know, and that's the saddest part about it again. No doubt, Mountain Girl. You already know, baby. You're always more than welcome, like most of y'all, especially the ones who are coming here. See, I'm gonna even break this down for those who are coming here that might be new here. Don't think that this is a drama sector or any other sector. This is not even a sector. This is just my house. Have respect in my house. That's it. Same way I would have respect in yours, have respect in mine. We know we're gonna have idiots that don't have respect, but that's because they was born and raised without respect. Honestly and obviously their parents didn't respect and raise them better. So this is what you're gonna get from time to time. Stupidity and ignorance. And for the person that said that they was looking for a woman this whole time, don't you got plenty of fish or some other shit you can go on to and find something? Stop coming in here with that stupidity. Grow up. Don't get mad because I'm actually doing something that you can't do and that you won't do. And see, this is a prime example. When you're doing something that you feel is good, you're gonna have idiots and imbeciles, and you're gonna also have people who are not for you that try to mess up anything. But I refuse to allow it, like most people should. Don't allow anybody to stop or distract anything that you're doing. That's how you gotta start eliminating people, left and right. If they ain't for you, if they not for your change, if they ain't trying to see the best out of you, and they don't need to be around you. This is another reason why we have lost a lot of different things that could have been beneficial for our own community. Because we have people with the sickness in their mind, again, of destroy my brother and sister before I uprise my brother and sister. We got to get up out of that, man. We have to. And guess what? There's another reason why some people can't come together, because they feel they can't get the right people together, or they just don't believe in it at all. You can't say that you believe in something, but then your actions are showing something different. Like I said earlier, I can't put together a non-violence rally basically when I'm allowing violence to happen within that vicinity. If we're protesting, there should be no physical violence. There should be nothing of the sort to where we either got to be in handcuffs or suffer bruises or anything else because of lack of restraint. That's what we lack. We lack restraint. We know when to give energy and when not to. And some of us will give energy quickly before anything. No doubt, Mountain Girl. Appreciate you, baby. You better stay warm out there. Be safe. And for anybody that might be out on the road or whatever, even if you just tuning in, be safe on the road, because we got people that don't value life. Like I said, even behind the wheel of a car. Again, we got to understand what we need, what we don't need. And what we really do need, hey, we need to start fixing it. Again, we can sit here and point out all the things that have been a detriment and a destruction to our community. But we ain't pointing out the sole factors of the destruction. The sole factors are ourselves, because we are not educating, we're not giving forms of education, we're not giving hope and opportunity, and we bashing each other to the lowest degree. The one thing I said before, and the worst thing you could ever do, is crush the opportunities or crush the dreams or the imaginations of those young ones who are trying to be something. She said, vote me for president. Now, they don't want me as president. I'm telling you, they try to get me up out of here quick. I know myself. My fellow Americans, my first act as president, we are getting rid of everything we need to get rid of, from the littlest thing to the biggest thing. If it ain't making us no, not making us no money, if it ain't giving us no solid education, wisdom, future opportunities, so on and so forth, it gotta go. But again, when we start fighting on the right lights of things, we could get back to that soul destination we had before. Because our soul destination was just what it was, to be good, righteous, and have what we needed, and also have what we wanted at our, at our, just in case of anything. We allow resources to be snatched up left and right. We got people who are actually smart and have a lot of knowledge and wisdom in some of these damn areas where they are snatching up the opportunities, but they ain't trying to be a part of the opportunities. And again, how can we focus on education and things along those lines, and we see things are being dried up, and we ain't trying to at least put our own selves up to say, you know what, if they ain't going to do this, we going to do this. Again, y'all got to stop just relying on a system. You need to start building your own systems and your own way of living and your own way of just keeping things in order. Because you know there's going to be things, even if you decide to find a political level, we know there's certain things they ain't going to want to take the time out on, and they definitely not going to give us anything on. So why not build our own and do our own? Nah, realist, you be the only person that's rocking a raccoon fitted, son. We need you, son. We need you. Well, shit, you and Platty probably be the only two. You and Platty be the only two rocking raccoon furs. I don't think everybody else gonna be wearing it. But again, you know what you need in your communities. You know what you know what you're gonna have to do to get it. And don't think that it's just gonna be an easy task. And don't also think that the minute the task don't get met right then and there that you just quit. No, you just gotta find a better way and a better solution to make it work. Again, it is solely up to you. The best changes can happen not just within yourself, but for the people around you, if you actually believe in the changes that you're trying to make. You gotta stop just pointing fingers. That's one thing we need to stop doing. Stop just pointing fingers. We learn to actually take responsibility and take accountability on the things we need to. Trust me, you will see a world of difference. If we start giving hope and opportunity to those who are coming up under us and show them that look, with hard work, determination, and dedication, and just a real strong spirit, you can make anything happen. If we keep that going along the community and the generations that are coming in, it would be a lot more better. Yeah, realist. Even in the summertime, you gotta rock the raccoon fitted, son. You part of the squad now. Gotta remember that, son. But again, you choose basically in life what you do in life. It's solely your decision. But make sure that that decision you're making is not going to be costly and it's not going to be damaging to you or your build or anything around it. That's why I was saying what I was saying earlier. We got to get out of this notion of thinking that, oh, we're going to keep solidly blaming everybody for our downfalls, our mishaps, our safety communications, so on and so forth. No, that is solely up to us. That would be like somebody allowing a predator to run around a community and not say nothing, knowing that they've already probably been a victim or knowing that they probably knew people who were victims. Ain't you gonna at some point start to get that person off the street? Or that should be the main thing, right? Getting them off the streets. So again, we got to start holding people accountable for their actions, and we got to make sure they take responsibility for their actions. Oh, what? Because I look like a jungle man? Yes, I am a jungle man. Yes, yes, serious. I am a jungle man. As a matter of fact, I know what you want. I will be right. I am back, motherfuckers. I am back. Yes, yes, serious. Come get baby Pablo. Yes, yes. Tanya, come get little Bradley. Yes. Yeah, you get a little bit of laughter. There you go. There you go. Oh. But this is what I'm saying though. You can't deny anything that's being said today. In order for things to look better for us, especially us, the community, how about you try coming together for something outside of destruction? How about you come together outside of trying to bash and tear somebody down, or even trying to destroy a business that somebody is trying to get off the ground? About you come together, uplift in the right way, give the education where you need to give it, and solely focus on those who actually want to be a part of the change. You can't focus on people who don't want to be a part of it. Yes, Lady Shay, look at little baby, look at little baby Kirby. Come get him, come get him. Yes. Tanya said I'm at work. You keep oh man. Oh, but it's just something to think about for the day though. Something that should resonate with most of y'all, especially within the whole damn community. It is time for us to stop pointing fingers, and it's time for us to start using our fingers and using our hands for the right thing. Instead of destroying, let's try to help build. If you can't build with a certain group, you find a group that you can build with. As long as you're building on the right notion, and as long as it's giving you peace, prosperity, and opportunity, that should be the most important thing you focus on. You was looking for a little more strength, a little bit more arms. Yes, yes. Come get baby Dexter and come get baby Darius. Yes, yes. Oh man. Lady Shay, come get baby Rashad. Yes, yes. Realist, come get your nephew Klepto. Come on, man. Yes, yes. Come get your baby eulogy over here. Yes, yes. But see, this is the one thing again to remember. Your changes in life, they solely do start with you. If those changes are going to help you become a better person, be more progressive and more productive, then you solely focus on that. If the people can't get behind you and the things you are trying to change for the better, then it wasn't for you to begin with. And those are people you're gonna have to keep an eye out on because again, now they will have some sort of resentment. They will be those people that feel like, oh well, you left me out of this, or you think you better than me because you doing this, or nope, I don't think I'm better than nobody. I remember I had to humble somebody one day. You think you was shit because you got you a job and you've been working bad long. I don't think nothing. I just know I gotta go out and go get it, and I gotta go do what's necessary. I can't continue to sit back and fall back and allow people to keep progressing past me. That's just stupid. Why would I sit here and get mad at somebody else for being successful and they putting in the work and I'm not putting in the work? I would have to be a fool to think that. So I'm saying instead of focusing on what everybody else has, focus on what you need. Then you can have the things that you think you need to have. And again, if it's not something that you need, if it's not an important need, if it's not an important want, don't focus on it. Oh wait, I know what you was looking for. My fault. You was looking for WWE Nate. My bad. Here we go. Here we go. Now I feel a little better. Here. Again, the link is pinned in case anybody else want to chime in on the topic. I'm not going to hold y'all too crazy. I do have to at some point finish watching these cameras. It's been a quiet day so far, but I hope you don't be no niggery happening before I leave about it. I ain't messing with you, lady. Shit, get back. Yes, this is what you wanted. You wanted straight wrestling, man. Then she got it. Tanya, don't be laughing over here. You ain't come get baby Dexter. Come on now. Come on now. But one thing I can say, and this is something that needs to be said, um, we can't cry about things happening in our communities being destroyed, and we are being a part of that destruction in more than one way. Prime example, there's some of you who cry about you don't like the fact that you got people out here, they graffitiing, they doing everything else, right? But then some of y'all be a part of it. Like, how do you expect your communities to be upheld when you're destroying everything in your communities? Everything. For those who live in apartment complexes, how could you cry about certain situations, about pissy elevators, staircases, and everything else? But you're not doing what you need to do as tenants of that damn establishment to make sure it don't happen. You fail to realize that the groundskeepers and those maintenance workers are only on call until a certain time throughout the day. When they're gone, it is up to the people that live there to make sure that their communities is cleaned up, make sure everything is cleaned up the way it needs to be. And when you ain't getting that, you can't cry and mope about something. I had to tell somebody that last summer. How do you cry and mope about an area smelling like nothing but urine? But then you and your peoples are going in the same area every 5 minutes or so, doing the same exact thing you complain about. How can I complain about somebody urinating somewhere if I'm doing the same exact thing and in the same spot? We all chill out at. Make it make sense. So I'm saying we gotta pick our battles, and we gotta definitely pick our battles right. It can't be selective anger when it comes to certain things. We need all around anger, but we also need all around change. And it's sad that certain instances is going to get worse before it gets better. But for the rest of it, it's not going to be that far long before everything start looking more upright for your community. So again, for those who are fighting on the right cylinders and on the right tools, continue to do so. The real people who actually want to see real changes and make things happen, they will definitely be on board, and they will come on board when you least expect it. Before I get up out of here, though, I do want to take the time again to say this before I get up out of here. It is up to us in our own communities to start making our communities get back to that good vibe and that good state it was in before. We know the world ain't never been perfect, never will be. But it does not stop us from actually loving and caring about ourselves and our communities. One thing I'm gonna say to my melanated folk, and y'all need to hear this again before I get up out of here. There's some of you who never know what unity truly is because, again, you are solely hateful and jealous of your own kind. You can't cry about everybody else doing us dirty when we the ones doing ourselves dirty in the long run. So take the time and the necessary steps again to make self-preservation and preparations. Then you can move forward. And for those in the city right now, yes, it's 34 degrees, but it actually feels like it's 55 degrees. This humidity is definitely going to be a tricky one for a lot of y'all. So again, for those in the city and all 5 boroughs, it might be nice as hell right now, even though the temperature is low. But again, make sure you dress properly, keeping yourself healthy and safe at all times right now. Because yeah, um, with all these different things, like I said earlier, popping up, your health is going to be the main thing you need to be responsible for. So, you know, just do what's necessary, and just try to live the best you can. Again, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate you, Lady Shay, again for popping in on the panel. I appreciate all the new ones who have been popping in, even if you're just now popping in. You know, I appreciate everybody that's been a part of this build from the beginning. Like I said, I'm always going to show the love when it's needed. I'm always going to show the appreciation when it's needed. Trust me. I do things when it's needed and not when it's wanted. And I would say this in this instance again before I get up out of here. If you want the best, you need to be a part of being the best. That means putting your best foot forward and your best ideas to the table when you need to. But yeah, let me get up out of here. It's almost time for me to go on lunch. Top of the morning still to those on the west. Top of the afternoon to those in central and the east. Top of the evening to everybody in the UK. And happy Monday to all you future babies, baby. Hopefully somebody did get something out of this. And I could be back tonight with a discussion. If not, I'll be back with some good vibes. Definitely do that. Always a blessing to bring something to the people, and that's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep bringing the things that are necessary. So get ready, because we got more to come. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shout outs to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All we do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. Yeah, I'll definitely see y'all later on. I feel like I'm about to have some coonery happen right now. Yep, bingo, I got action. In my day-day voice. But y'all stay safe, keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.